I thought Michigan came out and played well, and our guys battled. I didn't think it was lack of effort, but we're just not a defensive execution and offensive execution at times. We're not where we need to be. But I thought guys competed hard, and I thought Michigan played really well.
Okay, we'll take questions starting with Ian Hansen.
Yeah, so KJ said that playing a tough team like Michigan and then Northern Kentucky the other night is going to really help prepare you guys going forward. Can you kind of elaborate on that and how you think it's going to help you guys?
Yeah, no, I think that's very true. Especially games like this are great for you because it really gives you a sense, really exposes things you don't do well. Where if talent level is different, that may not be the case. And our non-conference schedule is very hard. All the games that we're taking off are all the easy ones. So we have NKU's back-to-back NCAA tournament. We got Michigan. We got UIC, who's 3-0 already, 2-0 in our league. And then we go a couple league games. And then a very good Indiana State team and a Illinois State, usually perennially one of the top teams in the Missouri Valley. So our non-conference will get us ready for sure. We just have to make sure we get ourselves ready.
Yeah, and then can you kind of take me back to that 19-6 run there at the end of the first half and what you thought worked really well, and just kind of can you elaborate on maybe if you found lineups that work or, how you maintain that kind of play going forward?
The biggest difference was they were torching us in what we would call the box early. And they were getting the ball inside at the rim, driving it at the rim at will to start the game. And I thought that was one stretch where our defense got more solid. And it coincided with we got a couple easy baskets in transition, and we executed well. But I thought the biggest difference was our defense became more sound in that stretch.
And then do you think to maintain that over the course of 40 minutes, that's just going to take more games, more, repetition? How do you kind of maintain that for 40 minutes?
I'm sorry, repeat the question one more time.
Yeah, I was just saying, can you elaborate on how you can maintain that for 40 minutes and kind of what you is it going to be more repetition, more games? Can you kind of talk about that?
We have to get better. That's just, I've been saying that to a lot of people. I know we're not that good. And I'm not trying to be negative, Nelly, because like I've said, I think this is the most talented team we've had since I've been here. I think we got a chance to be very good. But, with a lot of the mistakes you see now, we see in practice. Yeah. And it's not just us. Every team's going through it. But, we've had a very disruptive fall. It is what it is. And the inability to play 5-on-5 and all that stuff, it's not that we're the only ones going through it. So I want to make that crystal clear. A lot of teams are. But if you're asking me why is our execution not as good as I think it should be, it's we haven't had the time to put in the work in the way that we're accustomed to.
Yeah.
I do think that time will come for us over the next 4 to 6 weeks. And hopefully that'll also coincide with us getting Jaron and Myron back. And we should also be getting Reggie at that time.
Sure.
I think when that happens, then I think we have we need all those pieces to come together. But when that happens, I think we have a chance to be very good.
Thank you.
Hey, Jordan.
Hey, James, you mentioned Jaron there. Just when you're watching the offense move on the floor, are there moments where you're sort of seeing wow, if we had Jaron at this moment in time, we'd be in a better spot offensively? I know, like you said, it's been a disruptive fall, so even if he was back, it'd be disruptive in the same way. But are you watching the offense flow and you still see if he was out there, that the offense would be in a better spot?
Yeah, for sure. He's just a really high-level player for starters, and he's a really good player, and he is a true natural point guard. One of the things, Ish is also a very good player and certainly can play that, but he's also a natural scorer, and Ish I would view as a true combo, where Jaron is really by the nature of his game, he's trying to get other guys involved, and so he provides great value and someone who's played a lot, and he physically can match up in a game like this. he's not going to look out of place.
And defensively, KJ was talking about how, heading into this game, he didn't want this to be one where you all were trading shots with Michigan. And I know you had said on Monday as well that, if you all were going to win, it was going to be because of the defensive effort. As you were watching Michigan hitting shots, was that just, what you anticipated not wanting to happen, just coming to fruition?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, we're not that good on defense right now, and the games like this help you get better. And that's the good news for us, is we'll learn a lot from it. And we're a few weeks away from getting there. We got to inch by inch kind of get better each day. We have to get our rotations kind of organized. One of the things for us is that, we're still trying to piece that together, is exactly who should be playing how much. And but we'll get a little bit better each time, and hopefully clip out a couple wins along the way as we do it. And then there will be a time when it all comes together. And we lost at the other part that you probably just can't take for granted. I can't take for granted is, Tajay Team was a first-team all-conference defensive player, and Kyle Mallers was very experienced. He was a 4-year starter, or not a 4-year starter, but played 4 years, 3-year starter, a big player, and 4 years of playing. And those guys had great experience, and they made us so versatile that in the middle of this game, we could have just told those guys, hey, we want Kyle to guard that pick and roll and jump it. We want Tajay over here to switch it. We could tell them anything, and we could do it. And, we don't have, even when we get better defensively, we don't have that type of versatility or experience inside, and that we won't have all year.
And were there any moments tonight that stood out defensively? Maybe not necessarily about, Taj and Kyle, but just about how this team was operating that really stood out? Why, like, this is how we look when we're just not ready at this point yet to defend the way you want.
The one that I would call disappointing was our transition defense in the first 10 minutes of the game. They were driving downhill to the rim, and they're very fast. I mean, they're one of the best transition. They were 20th in the country last year on offense, and they'll be at least that this year. And but it was too easy for them. How much they scored in the ball? I think what they have from 3 in the first half. 1 for 6. I mean, they took 31 shots, and they only attempted 6 threes. That was a sign of how easy it was for them to get the ball into the paint.
And I know you said a lot that this team is a few weeks away. You said it again, a few minutes ago. In a few weeks, should you all make the improvements that you're talking about or, alluding to, what's going to look differently in your eyes defensively with this group?
Would be more solid. I'm not telling you we'll be as good as last year. Time will tell on that. And time will, we'll have to see, because we did lose 2 very, very good defenders in Kyle and Tajay. But we'll be a lot more sound. Some of these things that we're seeing right now, we're seeing in practice too. But I'm confident we will get them right, and we'll be a lot better than we are now defensively. And but where it'll end up, we'll see. But we'll be a lot better in that area. And then, look at Myron and Boogie, are experienced players too. So, and they're not here. Boogie's in his 3rd year, and Myron's saying those guys they know our system. They know we want to play. They know rotations. They know what's coming, and they're not out there either. So, by our standards, you have Jalen at 21 minutes, Tamu at 14, Ben Hendricks at 14, Blake Huggins, even though he's experienced, hasn't played a lot. And you have a lot of newer faces out there. That combined with all the, all of it put together, is just kind of gotten us behind, and we'll get there. But defensively, we're certainly behind right now.
Thank you.
All right, James. Thanks for your time. Good luck on Saturday.
Thanks, guys.